Hello, Taurus. How are you today? Oh, before we get started, if you want, you can like, subscribe to the channel. Links for private readings are in the description box on my webpage or on my, whatever. And also donations, Venmo is on there. Let's see what the cards have for us today. Taurus. What does Taurus need to take a closer look at today? Something's got you stuck. There's something that you're afraid to take motion on, afraid to take action in. Domineering willfulness, misuse of sexuality, anger, belligerence, and a warlike mentality are the shadow side of Mars. Break the momentum if your situation heads downhill. Stop for a moment and think through your next move. All right, are you having some anger issues? Is something really irritating you, Taurus? Let's clarify this. Let's clarify this motion. Let's clarify this motion. I got this new deck. I wanted to use it and get, last reading that I did was really good. I enjoyed it. Are you afraid of your curiosity? Is there a Aquarius or Libra or Gemini that you're afraid of? You want to take action with this person, but you're afraid to? Please note that in our own signs, this could be something, we all have different, we have our sun, moon, rising, and then we've got all of those other signs that are in our chart. There's 12 of them at least. This doesn't have to be, this could be an internal struggle with yourself, with another part of you. Yeah. Teamwork, learning, implementation, collaboration. Are you struggling to implement something in a group project? Let's clarify this teamwork. Who's causing it? Somebody who's in the leadership role, somebody that you see as wise. However, they have moments of delusions, moments of hysteria. You're questioning their authority. Maybe they're spying on somebody and you're aware of it. Are you being investigated, or are you investigating somebody? Are you having spiritual questions? And you're afraid to start taking, maybe there's questions about your religion. Say you're a Christian and watching this YouTube video on tarot is definitely out of what you're used to, because it goes back to, in this one, it's a wounded healer, well-informed, wise person, and enlightened. So maybe you're investigating spirituality over Christianity or Catholicism, whichever it is. And maybe you have a lot of questions, but you're afraid that people will think you're crazy. Maybe people will think you're having, you know, hallucinations or delusions because you're seeing things that aren't there. The family. Could be a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, Pisces. Yeah, they think that you're taking a risk. By using your intuition. You're following your intuition instead of following your religious upbringings, and you're afraid of what your family and your close friends or your boss will think even. Why are you afraid of it? Why is Taurus afraid of taking a closer look at their spirituality? Goblins, 5. It's often difficult to deal with someone else's issues because they impact your own. No one is perfect, but in this case, you're particularly vulnerable to being manipulated. Don't take this world personally. When the Goblin's card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachment. Don't let other people's stuff lead you into reacting from an old wound. Love yourself unconditionally. Set boundaries and your goblins will fall asleep. Love is the only answer. Okay, so yeah, this is other people. You're definitely afraid of what other people will think. You're afraid that they'll stop talking to you. You're afraid that that relationship will fall away. And you know what? Sometimes it's what's needed. Sometimes it's what's best. If you are serious about learning more about your spiritual beliefs, that is something that's a deep, we have to be responsible for our own spirituality. Other people are not responsible for that. You can find communities, you can get involved in, you know, those same, and you have to allow the others to fall away. If you're looking into spirituality, there's Google, there's YouTube, there is so much information out there that will help you. It doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be confusing. I mean, all religion, all spirituality, it's all confusing. However, once you know, when you first start, but sometimes, most of the time, it's what's missing in our lives, and we need to just take that leap and do it. The Taurus, what do you need to stop worrying about this week? What does Taurus need to stop worrying about this week? Nurturing others. Let's clarify this. Nurturing. Yeah, we need stop worrying about nurturing others. You need to focus on your own abundance, your own prosperity, your own wealth. It's time to focus on, wow, your efficiency, responsibility, hard work, productivity. And you need to stop worrying about it because you are responsible. You are hardworking. You are productive. Stop worrying about it. You are secure. You are, goodness, there is a lot of pentacles here. You are secure financially, responsibly. You have a routine. You have great work ethics. You just need to stop worrying about what others think about it. Stop worrying about your independence. You are independent. You are extremely independent. Up here you've got abundance, prosperity, security, wealth, efficiency, responsibility, hard work, and productivity. It's causing you a lot of stress to think about all those things, and you are those things. Taurus is the epitome of hard work, responsibility, dependability. You show up and shit gets done. Yeah. Stop worrying about it. Especially when it comes to spirituality. You'll get there. You'll figure it out. If it has to do with spirituality, it could be separate. It could be work related. It could be separate all on its own. It could be spirituality. Maybe something at work has you stressed out and you're not sure about it. There is boss and ruler over here. So maybe you're stressed that a coworker, higher up coworker, will find out that you're spiritual. They'll see a crystal that you've got on your desk or something, and they'll say something. In all honesty, you are such a hard worker. Nobody's going to give a crap. They will probably just walk on by and, the boss will probably, look at it. And, yeah. 5 of Cups. Maybe you're worried that you'll be left alone at work if you choose this path. You're worried that, if anybody finds out at work that you're spiritual, I mean, that can hurt. That can, 4 of Cups, disillusioned, remorse, regret. Hello, Calypso. You're coming to say hi to Taurus? Yes, you're coming to say hi? Oh, I love you too. Oh, you want your diaper fixed? There, is that better? They're in heat. Well, Calypso is at the moment. I've gotten lucky, and they haven't had their heats at the same time. Hello, Tia. You're here too? Miss Jelly Belly? You both want to come say hi? All right. What does Taurus need to be aware of this week? Wow, that's just jumping a danger that Taurus needs to be aware of this week. Maybe it's time to leave this job. Time to go. I mean, if it's causing you that much grief and stress, maybe it's time to go. Maybe it's time to end this relationship. Friendship. If it causes you that much questioning, then you really don't know this person. Even if it appears that you've reached the end of the line and all is lost, it isn't. You're in a situation that will resurface again later, so consider this a break rather than an ending. Destiny is in charge here. You lose nothing and gain everything when you surrender to that fact. Your soul knows that your destiny is unfolding with perfect timing and synchronicity. Your small self has doubts, but that is natural. As if it doesn't have the map of your destiny, the soul does. Spirit loves you. Trust that. All right, so you are really... This is really about your spirituality. Well, time to go. I'll read the rest of it. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. Relationship message, it's over, or at the very least, the form this relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost, although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract. It is more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, you need to walk away. So yeah, maybe you're, maybe this has to do with religion and whatever faith it is that you're following, and or friendships or work. Clarify this. Secrets, deep-seated concern, inner turmoil, releasing energy. Yeah, you need to be aware of it. You need to be aware of any inner turmoil. You need to release the worry. You need to do away with the concern. You need to be aware of it. You need to be aware that it's there. It's in your mind. It is, you need to be aware of the people who have this concern. You need to be aware of addiction, materialism, greed, envy, temptation, and fear. Yeah, maybe there's a Capricorn. It's maybe there's a Capricorn. Maybe there's a Capricorn that you need to be aware of this week. Maybe they're materialistic. They've got some greed. Calypso's over there having a little pouting fit. All right. Taurus, what do you... what does Taurus need to hold tight to this week? What does Calypso... Yes, baby. Oh, sugar boogers. What does Taurus need to hold tight to this week? What does Taurus need to hold tight to this week? Discovering your purpose. Where's the book at? There it is. I don't think I really need to read this, but I will for you guys. 111. Life is straightforward when you know your purpose. While Earthworm may seem a simple creature, she knows her purpose well. She brings life. Earthworm wriggles through the soil, creating space for air and water, which is the lifeblood of dirt. Minerals wriggle throughout Earthworm's body, getting digested so they are more available when the trees and plants come looking for a meal. Earthworm even regenerates herself, growing new sections when bits have been lopped off by a careless shovel. Regeneration is Earthworm's life purpose and daily work. What's your daily work? Earthworm reminds you that life is simpler when you connect your daily doings with your greater purpose. All right. Let's see. Let's clarify this purpose for the Tauruses. Oh. Maybe you're supposed to catch the swindlers, catch perpetrators. You know, our purposes don't have to be huge. They can be small. Like, whenever you catch somebody evading the truth, if you catch somebody lying, if you don't call it out, you're allowing, you're blocking karma. That person should be getting into trouble for what they're doing and what they're saying, but if you don't call it out, they're not going to get caught. They're not going to be social, religious, political. Maybe one of you is supposed to be, you know, again, all of this back here, finding your own spiritual path, breaking the brainwashing of religion, breaking the brainwashing of political. Maybe somebody there is, you've been raised Republican or Democrat and you are looking at the other side. You're seeing the way, you know, seeing how things could be if you went the other direction. Abandoned, orphaned, childhood trauma, healing these things, healing these wounds, discovering your purpose could be working with others who have been abandoned, working with others who have been abused, helping them, adopting, or working as simple as taking things to Goodwill and dropping it off, and working at those stores, working at thrift stores, helping with food pantries. Some of us are literally just passing judgment on who should be in our who should be allowed in our lives or not. You set a boundary, that person doesn't mesh with your boundaries, and so you pass judgment on them and you say, okay, it's time for you to leave. It's time for you to get out of my life and move on. Some of us are just supposed to learn how to make decisions for ourselves. What does Taurus need to learn to appreciate this week? What does Taurus need to learn to appreciate this week? Introspection. This situation is complex, so learn what's going on behind the scenes before you act. Look for private motives, hidden enemies, and surprise angels. Take time alone to develop an idea or listen within. The 12th house speaks of both who you are when no one's looking and the fact that your fate is inextricably linked to every other sentient being. Work with this metaphor. We are all cells in the body of the divine. It's essential that you take care of yourself, your individual cell, and honor who you are. But you also must acknowledge that you work within an organism, which operates within the body of all creation. If you just take care of yourself and disregard the rest, you become a cancer that brings illness to that great body. If you deny your individuality, you can't do what you were born to do. Yeah. So both realities are clear and true. You do exist independently, and you are part of the collective. It's impractical to get lost in oneness, whether in spiritual bliss or over-identification with your group, and neglect your individual health. But it can be spiritually painful to feel stuck in the isolated single-cell mindset. Spiritual practice can help you find a healthy midpoint between a disconnected, lonely state and a state of connection to one another, to a cause, or to the divine. Grounding helps you return to your personal path. So yeah, I think this goes back to your spiritual journey, what you're trying to find, and learn to appreciate that, yes, others are religious, others do believe in God, and it's not our job to change them, but it is our purpose to take care of ourselves, to take care of our own spirituality, and to discover what's important to us. All right. Oh. So this week, Taurus needs to stop pursuing coming apart. 46. I mean, that was pretty friggin' easy. It just jumped out of there. 46, reverse. A situation is unraveling, and your best plans are leading you into a tricky maze. Your challenge is to separate out the elements of this puzzle to get a better perspective on what happened. You may have lingered too long in a place where you didn't belong anymore, seduced by a temporary solution. As you untangle yourself, it's important to maintain a sense of humor. Don't fret. You will learn something valuable that you'll need later when faced with a more dangerous situation. Breathe and know that you are loved. Okay, so stop pursuing this, stop pursuing your past relationship. Stop pursuing work, that job, that religion, that faith, whatever it is that you are pursuing, and allow it to fall apart. It's okay sometimes to let things just fall apart around you and walk away. You don't have to pick up the pieces and put it back together. It is not your job. It's not your job to fix everything. It's not your job to fix everyone's thoughts and feelings on certain topics. You do not have to make them comfortable with your beliefs. You can allow them to have their own opinion on, how they feel about it, and you can walk away from it. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to try to explain things. You can just let it go. Just be you. It's also their job. My boss once told me, you're just going to have to learn how to deal with it. And I shot back, oh, you're just going to have to learn how to deal with me. Works both ways. So, what does Taurus need to seek this week? Oh, my goodness. Resources in reverse. Okay. What you see is not all there. If you are looking for emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your stuff, it will never be enough because it never quite scratches that itch. All right. Let's get some clarification on this one, please. Maybe you're thinking that you got to have, if you're going into spirituality, you got to have the right crystals, you got to have the right candles, you got to have the right tarot cards. You just got to let it happen. You just got to let it metamorphosis on its own. So seek circumspection. Seek change, seek discipline, mental clarity, figure out what it is that you want out of, what are you trying to get from spirituality? What would you be trying to get out of religion? What is it that you need from it? What are you trying to get? Find that clarity. Yeah. And then take action towards it. Alrighty, let me get a message card for Taurus. Oh, goodness, all of these cards are just jumping for Taurus today. Alright. Something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, grace that is an unforeseen gift from Spirit. There are moments in life when out of the blue it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily. And naturally, you know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. Yeah. That is a very happy message. And blessed. It can be spiritual, it can be religious, it can be whatever it is that you want it to be. Whichever entity you choose. If this helped anybody, please like, share, subscribe, or comment. They're all appreciated. I appreciate you staying with me this long. I appreciate you allowing me to do this read. I really, truly enjoyed it. I hope to see you again. Thank you.